He looked up at me. It was horrible. I could hardly look at him. The Augustus Waters of the crooked smiles and unsmoked cigarettes was gone, replaced by this desperate, humiliated creature sitting there beneath me. This is it. I can't even not smoke anymore. Gus, I love you. Where is my chance to be somebody's Peter Van Houten? He hit the steering wheel quickly, the car honking as he cried. He leaned his head back, looking up. I hate myself. I hate myself. I hate this. I hate this. I disgust myself. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Just let me fucking die. According to the conventions of the genre, Augustus Waters kept his sense of humor till the end, did not for a moment waver in his courage, and his spirit soared like an indomitable eagle until the world itself could not contain his joyous soul. But this was the truth. A pitiful boy who desperately wanted not to be pitiful, screaming and crying, poisoned by an infected G-tube that kept him alive, but not alive enough. I wiped his chin and grabbed his face in my hands and knelt down close to him so that I could see his eyes, which still lived. I'm sorry. I wish it was like that movie with the Persians and the Spartans. Me too, he said. But it isn't, I said. I know, he said. There are no bad guys. Yeah. Even cancer isn't a bad guy really. Cancer just wants to be alive. Yeah. You're okay, I told him. I could hear the sirens. Okay, he said. He was losing consciousness. Gus, you have to promise not to try this again. I'll get you cigarettes, okay? He looked at me. His eyes swam in their sockets. You have to promise. He nodded a little, and then his eyes closed, his head swiveling on his neck. Gus, I said, stay with me. Read me something, he said as the goddamned ambulance roared right past us. So while I waited for them to turn around and find us, I recited the only poem I could bring to mind, The Red Wheelbarrow by William Carlos Williams. So much depends upon a red wheelbarrow, glazed with rain water, beside the white chickens. Williams was a doctor. It seemed to me like a doctor's poem. The poem was over, but the ambulance was still driving away from us, so I kept writing it. And so much depends, I told Augustus, upon a blue sky cut open by the branches of the tree above. So much depends upon the transparent G-tube erupting from the god of the blue-lit boy. So much depends upon this observer of the universe. Half conscious, he glanced over at me and mumbled, "And you say you don't write poetry?"